In today's presentation, we're going to do something a little bit different for us. We are going to make some historically accurate muzzle-loading propellant. Now, for the person that keeps asking me why I use words like that, it's simply to try and dodge the YouTube algorithm, because there are words in this particular business that they don't like, and the word is one of them. So I got an email, as I often do nowadays, from a guy who told me that I really need to buy this particular book right here. It's about this fella named Chauncey J. Olds, who was a powder developer in the later 1800s. The interesting thing about this is this guy was given a patent for a particular kind of powder in 1888. And the interesting thing about this is he uses a ratio of 75-16-9, but in his charcoal ratio, he runs 11.5 parts willow charcoal and 4.5 parts carbonized green peas, which I thought was pretty interesting. So after talking to this fellow more, who had the book, and he sent me a bunch more pictures, the way it works is the carbonized green peas act as almost like a dry lubricant in the powder fouling to keep it nice and soft. And when they issued this guy the patent in 1888, this powder became the industry standard for black powder all the way up until smokeless took over in the early 1900s. We carbonized up some green peas. Now, I bought just off of Amazon some dried green peas, unsalted, and threw them in the pyrolyzer, which is our electric kiln we use for making charcoal, and I carbonized them up at 650 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours, and let me tell you, it smelled terrible. It smelled so bad. I've carbonized a lot of weird things to use for charcoal and black powder. This stuff smelled so bad. I got in trouble with my wife because I had the thing sitting out back. It smelled like burning food. I mean, it was bad. And even the charcoal smells bad. It's bad. So after that, I decided to use some cottonwood charcoal. I don't have any willow. I haven't used willow in quite some time, but I have been using cottonwood, and it performs excellent. In fact, the last batch of cottonwood we made, which we milled for 48 hours, was the most powerful black powder that we have made so far. And even at the time of me filming this, it still is the most powerful. It's not the cleanest. Balsa is still the cleanest, but cottonwood is the most powerful. So we made up a batch at this ratio, 75-16-9, with 11.5 parts cottonwood charcoal instead of the willow, which is what they used, and 4.5 parts of the carbonized green peas, which again smelled terrible. I really can't even begin to tell you how bad it smells. I mean, it's bad, man. It's gross. Anyway, so we milled this stuff for 48 hours in our tread ball mill like we would normally. We compressed it to a density of 1.75 grams per cubic centimeter. All of the shots are 50 grains of 3F in my Kibler Southern Mountain Rifle, with a 440 diameter swaged Hornady ball, a 20,000 pillow ticking patch, and all of the shots are primed with the same powder they are charged with. But since this powder came out smack dab in the middle of the black powder cartridge era, we figured we probably should load some in assemble some in some cartridges to see how that would go as well. So what I ended up doing was 45 Colt with a 300 grain lead round nose flat point and 35 grains of 3F powder with a 30 thousandths card wad in between. That's kind of Elmer Keith's favorite black powder load when it came to 45 Colt. So here's how it went. All right, so this is our cottonwood and green pea powder. This stuff was milled for 48 hours, and the ratio works out to 75-16-9. You know, I really do hate you, Chronograph. I really do. I do.
the hell does that say? 700 something?
145. All right, so this is our cottonwood and green peas powder. Supposedly the soft fouling powder. Shot number 1. I hate you. I hate you so much. Okay. Now, since our chronograph is not cooperating today, we've taken the ears off to see if that'll help. I don't know why it would or wouldn't, but it's worth a try. So this is our cottonwood and green peas charcoal. And I wonder if it'll read. I hate you.
We only need 3.
Yeah, three would do. But of course, you know, the time when I really don't have a lot of powder to use because I loaded a bunch of cartridges with it, that would be the time where it's just like, nope, I'm not going to cooperate. I've fired more through this thing in the last hour than we have in the last couple of tests.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. And I still need to shoot the paper target. And now I don't remember if I powdered it or not. Yeah, I did.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Famous last words, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is our cottonwood and green pea powder, supposedly the soft fouling powder. Now let's see if our chronograph is going to cooperate, because it's been unagreeable today. Me dead. This. What do I need to do? Put the ears back on it?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, shot number 1 with the cottonwood and peas charcoal. I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it.
Shoot it.
Man, dang. What the literal is going on? Man. Oh, okay, I'm not almost out of powder, but...
I'm getting low.
Right? Give me a number. 1690. Thank you, you junk.
Okay, at least we got 1.
That's considerably less powerful than standard cottonwood at 48 hours.
Yeah, it is, huh?
Provided the chronograph's accurate, because it has been.
Has been being a bitch.
Yep. The good news is the fouling does seem to be quite soft.
Yeah,
This got to be shot number 8 or something. All right, shot number 2, at least, hopefully, for the chronograph. $16.86. Wow.
All right, we're reading.
That took a whole 100 feet per second off of it.
Sure did.
Whatever the deal is there with that peas or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, let me see if I can get at least 1 more, since it appears to be
3 would be preferable.
Appears to be operational at the moment. You just got to put 20 shots through it before it starts to read, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, that other powder, the other stoichiometric powder,
That stuff seems to be good.
that was
That was good.
that was pretty much right on par with the other 72-hour bamboo at 771310.
Yeah.
I think it lends to my theory that the ratios might not be all that important. It's a lot more important to make sure your stuff is milled all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, shot number 3. Give me one last number, you junk. $16.86, isn't that what it was last time?
Yes, it was.
All right, I'm gonna give you one last try before I execute you. I don't have enough powder for one, man, maybe 2. It is interesting to see how much velocity it lost.
Yeah, that is something.
I wonder what it'll do in a cartridge. It does seem to be plenty soft.
That's good.
All right, chronograph, this is your last chance. $16.88.
All right.
Or maybe the last one was $16.88 and it looked like a 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like a solid 100 foot per second loss
Yeah.
by using that pea stuff, green peas. But as far as the fouling goes, it seems to be soft. I mean, I think we'll see how it does in a cartridge next and go from there. Boy, my chronograph is just having a conniption.
Yeah.
You look like you're gonna hurl.
I don't feel like I'm gonna hurl. I just don't feel sharp.
You don't look like you feel sharp.
I don't know if my blood pressure's high or
You got a
low.
kidney stone too? Boy. That's all. I don't even know how many shots that is. 8, 10 shots or something. Pretty bitchin', considering it's, you know, a lot more
Yeah.
than the 4 shots I would usually take, probably double. Not bad at all. Well, put my earplugs in before I get yelled at. Ready?
Yep.
All right, so this is our cottonwood and green peas powder, and we're gonna shoot the paper target. There's one. There's 2. And there's 3. Well, that'll have to do for now since I'm all out of lead.
All right.
Well, not my best shooting, that's for sure. That was the first shot,
Yeah.
and those are the other 2 there. And these here are just holes shining through the backside of the target, so don't pay any attention to those. Okay, so we've got our cottonwood and peas powder assembled in a 45 Colt cartridge, 35 grains of 3F with a 300 grain lead round nose flat point. 805. 829. 807. 807 again. I don't know how I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
800 even. I think that's it. Is that it?
I think so. Don't trust me.
829. That should be it.
There we go.
Now, why could I not hit those last two? That's absurd. Well, this looks really stupid, but
He is going to come up here and say hi. Well, there's all kinds of stuff that we do that looks stupid, so.
well,
Yeah, it's scary.
that doesn't look terrible at all.
No, that's not bad at all. Fouling feel nice and soft.
It does feel nice and soft.
Oh, that's what they said.
Boy, it's got some pretty good recoil too.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Woo! There's one.
I think you were high.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I think you're right, Gary. I think he's way high.
Well, I'm aiming in the
Maybe
same
that
place.
first one. God, that sounds good.
It's echoing out of
Wait,
the
wait,
bed of
wait,
the
let me
truck.
smell it. Oh,
No flinch, but I'm aiming here, and that's where it's hitting there.
nice.
So, you know,
A little high.
right there, that's not so bad. Just forget about that one right there. Okay, I apologize for the trouble with the chronograph. I don't know what's wrong with it. We tried it with the ears on. We tried it with the ears off. We put a new 9-volt in it. It just was having a conniption. I don't know why, but the good news is we have purchased a Garmin. I haven't received it yet. I ordered it a couple days ago. I'm supposed to have it on Friday, so by time you see this, we will already have our new Garmin chronograph and be using it in subsequent videos. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. When we did the stoichiometric powder video a couple weeks ago, I had a bunch of people send me the super thanks saying, please buy a Garmin. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. We went off and did that. Now, with that being said, this stuff averaged 1688 with a max spread of 4, which, man, that is really, really bitchin'. I don't ever have a spread that low, delivering 810 foot-pounds of energy. In our cartridge, we got an average of 814 with a max spread of 29, delivering 441 foot-pounds of energy. And just for comparison's sake, the last time I used that load through the same Ruger Blackhawk Bisley with a 4 5/8 inch barrel with 35 grains of 3F Swiss, I got an average of 873 with a max spread of 39. So not much difference as far as that goes there. But much like the stoichiometric powder, I was able to load and fire, I don't know, 8 or 10 rounds trying to get some chronograph numbers, and that stuff performed really well. Not the most powerful powder, certainly not as powerful as Swiss or even some of the other ones we've tried, but exceptionally clean and exceptionally tight spread. As far as the paper target goes, I don't think that's a fair test. That was probably just me being bent out of shape because the chronograph was having a conniption, which means I'm going to have a conniption. Ask Derek, he'll tell you all about it. So that's really not fair. And I get people all the time that tell me, well, you really should bench rest that. And yeah, you're right, I should. So take that with a grain of salt. I bet it performs just fine when you're bench resting or you're not all bent out of shape because your chronograph's a piece of shit. So with all that being said, this is definitely worthy of some more testing. I might tweak the ratios a little bit because that's a big loss in velocity, because our other 48-hour Cottonwood averaged 1824 and this stuff averaged 1688. So that's 130 plus feet per second loss, which is okay because I'm always okay with having powerful powder that's way cleaner than really powerful powder that's exceptionally dirty. At least I am anyway. But I was surprised to see that with that amount of green pea charcoal, it lost that much velocity. So I might try this again where I tweak those ratios a little bit, bring the Cottonwood percentage up and the green peas percentage down a little bit just to see how it performs. But overall, it shot really well, performed really well, and was exceptionally clean. I could load and fire that all day long pretty much, which is not really something I'm used to. But again, much like the low sulfur stoichiometric powder that we did a couple weeks ago, I could load and fire that for a long time before I had to swab it. So that's always a plus as far as we're concerned. So as usual, folks, if you thought this video didn't suck, do me a favor and hit the like button and consider subscribing. And if you did think it sucked, go make your own damn video.